What is dynamic mobility? Is there a way to test it? How do you know that you have dynamic mobility? Hint, hint. What are two ways to help get this kind of dynamic mobility and this kind of smile? Little T Fitness is going to show us today. This is a wall squat. Now, we've reversed the wall squat. This is kind of a traditional, if you learn kettlebell stuff, they'll kind of test and work on your squat in this sense. They'll put your toes, you'll see this, her toes are to the wall, her nose is to the wall. So this wall is going to give us some self-limiting ways to get into the squat. What is it limiting? What is it encouraging? That's what we want to figure out. So what it is limiting is these knees going forward over the toes. We've done a bunch of videos of the knees going over the toes. We've figured out it's totally fine. You can go back and watch those. But with this exercise, with the wall there, we are not allowing the knees to go over the toes. So the toes are to the wall. So instead of those knees going forward, she's going to have her hips go backwards. Will she be able to anteriorly pelvic tilt as she descends, and then conversely go the opposite way as she ascends, right? These are the questions we need to answer. So as she drops down, she's making it also even harder with this. I forgot to even show us the thoracic extension that she's got here. With her arms up overhead, it's going to make thoracic extension that much harder. Thoracic spine is this rib cage in the middle of your body. It needs to arch back that way. So you'll see almost like her chest go forward, her pelvic tilt forward. This is all fine and good. So we're testing thoracic extension. We are testing hip extension as well, because those knees can't go forward and the torso can't go forward. So we got to find out if we can go back and if we can kind of tilt back, right? So let's watch her go down. Perfect. She's able to tilt wonderfully. We've got really good extension here. Those knees are right up against the wall. That's perfect. Now, for the second half of the challenge, she's got to let her hips flex, fall back. By far the easiest part of the challenge, the part of the challenge that I would probably do best at, falling back. And then lastly, she's going to have to curl up, shoot her way forward onto her feet, not too much, and then go all the way up. Otherwise, she's banging her head into the wall. And you should be proud of yourself. So dropping down, extending. Can you go down into full extension and then go into full flexion, shift forward, and then come back up? This is what we're testing. We're testing extension on the down and extension on the way back up. We are testing hip extension and hip flexion. Then we're going to get some abs here and hip flexors that will help us propel us forward. So what are the two things that you can do to make yourself better at this? The first one is just to do the very first piece, to just go ahead and squat down and then squat back up, squat down and back up, down and back up, just against the wall. If you're having problems with this, you don't have to have your feet right to the wall. You can back up just a little bit and then work your way forward towards the wall. This is just a great squat prep to see if you can. The second part, this little guy, the falling back, I feel like everybody could fall back, but this is the tough part, coming back up and into the squat. So just do this part by itself, fall back and come up into the squat. The wall being there is a little tricky. I would stop with not the wall there, because you're going to want to probably shoot yourself too far forward a couple times as you fall back into the squat. As you fall back here, you're going to want to push forward and go really hard. So she does now have to control flexion. She's going to control hip flexion. She's going to control thoracic flexion, because if she does not control it here, she's running into the wall. That's going to be the harder of the two pieces to do, but you're going to need some good thoracic extension, some good hip mobility. Then for this second part, great ab and hip flexor control to shift your weight forward, and then strength to come back up. This is a great activity. Great job, little T. I love this. Mobility Monday. Try it yourself. If you want your video analyzed like this, DM us with your video. Like it, smash it, share it, subscribe, follow. Have a wonderful day. Peace.